Now going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Trump Chick Fil A moment going viral, to say the least. Now this was brought to us first by Colin Rugg on X Twitter, and we have a couple clips, but this is one of the most popular ones. And he says, quote, Trump gets swarmed by Atlanta residents during a visit at a local Chick Fil A, with one woman coming to him and giving him a hug, and she says, quote, I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump, we support you. Trump went into the fast food joint and ordered 30 milkshakes, which he then handed out to people at the restaurant. The media hates this, unquote. And to say it went viral, it went viral to say the least. When I wrote down these statistics, it was actually within 5 hours. It got 2.8 million views and 32,000 likes. As Trump might say, the video was huge. We all loved it. Chick Fil A is the best. Now, granted, it may have been such a bad Trump impression it made your ears bleed, which I apologize. However, it made you smile a little bit. At the end of the day, I think it's worth it. So without further ado, obviously, his voice is infinitely better than mine, but...
I don't care what the media tells you. We support you, man. Come here, let me give you
Brilliant marketing from a political perspective. One of the biggest strengths he has in his whole personality, his whole persona, is charisma. Even though if I don't agree with all their policies, you had Bill Clinton with a very similar type of personality. Now, granted, it turns out to be he took an airplane many times with someone by the name of Epstein, was it? But Bill Clinton actually said, and I quote, I only went on a plane 26 times. 26 times ain't that many. And granted, that might be the worst impression you've heard. Maybe worse than my Trump. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, Clinton turned out to be a creep. However, in terms of building consumer support or prospective voter support and going to restaurants, some of Clinton's best moments from a viral perspective back in the day, although we didn't have social media, was he was going to McDonald's. It's not really viral. Even SNL made sketches about it. People love those instances. And again, this is how you really build up grassroots support. And as far as this isn't a Trump commercial, and maybe it will be soon, but it just shows how many people really like him. And again, it is brilliant political marketing. And it's one of the most complex things to do, and a pain in the ass thing to do if you're a politician or you're someone of political power. These types of trips, they all, to the consumers, seem very spontaneous and off the cuff. They're planning these things weeks or months out in advance. Because again, the higher you are, the more pre-security they have to do. Trump went to a gun store, Q4 last year? And the Secret Service went to the gun store like 2 weeks earlier. They had asked certain employees not to go. The employees, it was the first time the employees, their career, I'm sure they weren't allowed to conceal carry on the job because he was there. It was a lot of pre-work to go into it to make these moments look spontaneous. And again, it's not any less authentic, but I guess I emphasize it takes a lot of work and logistics to go through these. But I think they pay off politically because, again, every candidate does it, but it just shows you how the average person has an emotional rhetoric connection to them. And really, I think this is what helps propel you in the polls. Now, going down to the first comments, the first person to chime in comes from Joshua Walker. He says, quote, when's the last time anyone saw a person running up to Biden like that? Oh, wait, he got 2.9 thousand likes. Colin responded saying, quote, happens all the time. But there is handlers making sure he's walking correctly, unquote, getting 3.1 thousand likes. Paul Zupa says, quote, this is just the reality of the political landscape. The people want Trump back in the White House, and they're showing their support in more ways than ever. He doesn't need forced interactions. It's just honest admiration for the man that will save America. I'm getting 533 likes. Eddie simply said, Trump 2024. And it is the gal, I don't think she's ever been this happy in her life. She's smiling ear to ear as Trump hugs her, getting 2,000 likes. The Persistence said, quote, oh my gosh, is she registered to vote at her current address? And quote, getting 1.2 thousand likes. Junita Broderick says, quote, isn't this awesome, man of the people? What I love most is the serious alertness of the Secret Service, unquote. Getting 1.3 thousand likes. Vivek Ramaswamy parody account says, quote, for years the Democratic Party has relentlessly painted Republicans as racist. However, people are finally waking up to the reality that the Democrats are the true exploiters of black communities, using race as a political tool for their gain, unquote. gained 296 likes and is reference to the video where you have an African American woman running up and hugging Trump. Let's see here. Savannah says, quote, you can't pay people for that kind of genuine affection. People love Trump. Another picture of her hugging Trump getting 145 likes. Dre Mariano says, quote, Trump is going to crush 2024, getting 438 likes. Gerald TM says, quote, Trump asked people in 2016 and 2020, what do you have to lose? The past 3.5 years, Americans lost a lot, unquote, getting 432 likes. Another cliche about politics, but every politician always says, were you better off, before me or after, were you better off the past 4 years? Something to ask yourself. PDB says, quote, this is how most Americans feel. The ones that aren't are either delusional, corrupt, or brainwashed, are getting 421 likes. Daily Trice says, quote, contrast that with how Joe Biden received when he enters a restaurant. And Joe Biden walks in the restaurant and this guy in a t-shirt and hat just sitting there staring in another direction. Man, I'm going to see his hat. I'm curious. It's hard to see him. The hat is camouflaged. And interestingly enough, I can't tell if there's actually a political logo on the hat that says, Trump or someone else. But that got, 854 likes. Florida Man Eth says, quote, this is the content I love seeing. Trump completely breaking the narrative. Look how much he's loved in Atlanta, getting 225 likes. Valentina Gomez says, quote, Trump is a man of the people. That's why America supports him, getting 149 likes. Let's see here. Just overwhelming positive support. And again, there are a lot of people who hate Trump as well. I'm surprised they actually don't see. Let me see here. Here's another clip of it actually from Benny Johnson. And he says, Trump to supporters at Chick Fil A, get ready for some milkshakes. So this is a little bit of a longer clip. It's about 2 minutes. We'll see how long it goes. Or how long I want to play it.
Look at the way you hold. You like each other, right? I think that's very nice. Have a good time. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. So we'll order 30 milkshakes. We'll give them out to the people and we'll take some for ourselves, okay? Good. Thank you very much, everybody. Hello.
This has got a great American franchise, Chick Fil A.
It is. It's a great franchise. The owner is a great man who's a member of one of my clubs, and he's fantastic. And, yeah, they do very well. They're closed on Sunday.
The Lord's Chicken.
That's the Lord's Chicken. You're right. It's good chicken, too.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Get ready for a milkshake. You got plenty of them.
All right.
You got plenty of good-looking guys. Huh?
This is an original from 2016.
Oh, I love this guy. I like that guy. Do you have a pen for me? Give me a good pen. That is the original, huh?
From 2016, Cleveland.
You've been there from the beginning.
Absolutely, from the
See?
invention.
You knew what was happening. You got it. That's cool, man. What's your name?
Lawrence Rickman.
Come here, Lawrence. Let me get this pen out of here. Come here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Yes, sir.
He understood long before the rest, right?
A lot of enthusiasm. I got 642 likes. We have a contrarian statement, finally. See, I'm a little bored with all the people agreeing with each other. Now, this comes from Art Candy. Her name is spelled Candee. Really, Candy? What a silly, ridiculous name. Almost as ridiculous as topping. Wait, I partially digress. But nevertheless, Art Candy said, quote, meanwhile, on the stock market, and it shows Trump's stock went down by 8.79% that day, or that when she took a screenshot of the stock, down to $34.18 per share. And yeah, that stock definitely needs a boost or some help because it is struggling, though you could argue maybe it's normalizing like most stocks do when they have it go through an IPO, even though it technically wasn't an IPO, so forget the actual trading legal mechanism they used. But in an instance where it was already publicly traded, then Trump joined it and they renamed it. Let's see here, do one or two more. XRP Digital Crazy said, quote, the media won't report on this, I'm sure, or if they do, they will say he's trying to buy votes, but they won't say Biden is trying to buy votes on student loan thing. Getting 15 likes, this person meant to say student loan thing, which Supreme Court did say was illegal or unconstitutional last year, but Biden is proposing again, which, again, that will get some people to vote for you if you could, quote, unquote, forgive their loan, aka have taxpayers pay for your loan. Let's see. Scroll down, we'll do one more. And again, I'm scrolling down, more and more statements agreeing with it. Let's see here. Overton simply said the people's president, getting 21 likes. Tiffany said, quote, and the lying media would have you believe black people don't like Trump, quote, getting 11 likes. Let's see. The silent majority says, quote, everything was better under Trump. No war, no woke CRT, no inflation, no illegal migrants invasion, border secured, high employment, energy independence, strong military, peace through strength, America first, unquote, getting 56 likes. So as we see more, I'm sure he's going to increase the frequency of his grassroots campaigning. Because again, that's one of the most effective things you can do in terms of political mechanisms and strategies. It'll be fascinating to see if he goes to a town near you. Would you want to, out of curiosity, would you want to meet him? And if you ask him one question, what would you ask? That'd be interesting. Well, as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how to make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.